So let's look on some camera motions and some small tips. So example, if I have a sub object right here, okay, I can have my camera selected, and some simple motion I can apply animation to my camera. With still images it's easy, so you can just move in position how you like it. However, if you want to create some motions with your camera, a couple of things you need to pay attention. One, it is when you create a motion path, it will create in smooth adjustments, so it's smooth linear. It's not the exactly, for example, if I set point right here, let me add a keyframe, and it's after keyframe. So for example, if I have my camera in this point, and next, okay, let me go to move maybe to 2 seconds. I take my camera, I move it and rotating. I set right here, this is my linear. You can see how my camera focus point all is set. So I'm going to my final point, and now I want make this camera rotate smoothly around this object. So I select my sphere and I take my tool, and you can see I can move it. Okay, so let's go back to my camera. My path is adjusted, but you notice does not necessarily create as smooth as before. So if I go to even more and I take my camera, and you can see, okay, let me point right here. Actually, you know what, let me object. So I need to rotate my camera on the object, and it's kind of accurately tried, but my path is not necessarily as I expect. It's an adjustment, and the reason is why, if we check, okay, let me go right here. Okay, we'll take camera. If you look on our path, it is set as a smooth. So if you want linear, you can switch from here a step, but as default it's using smooth weighted. So just kind of know when you start applying to animations on your camera, if you need it more precise, you probably want to go inside and change on different path, or readjust a little bit more, maybe on the versus in a way you want your camera move. So again, this is just small adjustment for your animations. Next things, when you create with camera, for example, in this one, you want to maybe save and load it in another application, or maybe you have another application that you want to import the camera path. To do this, you need to go inside the animation, and you notice right here you have it tabs where you can import tracking information or export camera path. If you import it, you have some limited choices. You can use Max Script, Match Mover, or ASCII. The sad parts about this Match Mover, it does not support applications, so you have it only old ones or some shareable format. And if you're going to export, you will export in my ASCII script. So it's have some limitations to the format you can use it. So let's go back right here, and let me reset animation on my camera. The one thing we will look on properties for animation in the camera, you will have it, what I used right now, disable animations. We can select the target of the camera, we can link it, pick link for the cameras, and also we can enable use the animation toolbox. For using animation toolbox, we must have at least one keyframe set. So after this, we'll just open, and it's the same properties that's going in the wizard, only we have it all of them under in one box. If you prefer animation wizard, you always can enable and go step per step to creating. So let me enable again. In animation toolbox, we have it very similar as with any other objects, where you can set the basic motion from basic standard airplane. When it starts kind of tilting, look ahead if using missile, smooth velocity. We also have options to make constant motion or easy in, easy out, and kind of easy and nice with when you create with cameras. As well, we can have it object animation link. We have it path display options, repeat mode, once, bounce it, loop, spin on the cameras, vibrate. So it's all exactly the same, similar that we have it animations proper with other objects. What is nice about camera right here, we have a different, it is respond and when it's link. So let's say we have a motion, it's similar what you saw in Toolbox, okay, which X main is assigned. You can track the object. For example, if I says track the sphere, and you can notice I start moving my sphere, so my camera tracking. Okay, and right here just you can see how it's following the object. So next what I'm going in the camera, and as soon as I said track or link, you notice my respond and now enable, and it says perfect to lose. What's happening in real life when object move, you're not necessarily instantly knowing which way going, so the camera will kind of slow delay. So let's say a little bit more to lose. Right now, if you watch right in this camera, you can see I start moving my object and my camera will a little bit delay to this. So it's kind of not necessarily will work properly. The camera will have this kind of slingshot rubber effect. So when you start moving, it's does not actually showing very well here, but again, when you render, you can preview and see this. If you check our animations tutorials with cameras, we had very good examples of the losing of this effect of slingshot and how lose effect will apply. Again, this is effect will more apply when you start rendering your animation. Okay, and one more thing is to kind of pay attention in the cameras at this focal point right here, because currently if we take motion or we have it blur, it will be out of focus. So what you want to do, you want to be sure this point is a link or a set to your main object. For example, right here we have an option focus, and you can enable, and it says focus to the sphere. So from this point, if I move my sphere, my camera will always focus on the sphere. This is another trick. If you want to set focus, you can always set focus to the object, take this object link to something else or used with function editor, and control focus of the point camera that way. Just of course you need to go inside and make this object transparent so it won't be visible or rendered at all. Okay, so here's come few kind of tricks about cameras. Of course, more motion you work, you can going inside your animation. Okay, let's go on position, or for example, and from this point you can also modify effect with your camera. Like a blur, you can modify and adjusting based on the curves, keyframes, and in some cases with the functions. Let me go ahead and select the camera. Like right here, or filters. For example, if we enable, you can go ahead and preload it filter just for the focus if you want it, or shaking or motion on position, so you can also modify camera this way. Again, be sure if you need more on this, check our animations in the view tutorials, where we're going more in details how the camera animation work and how others curve work. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please remember, visit us on the web. It's www.geekatplay.com.